Excuse me, bro. Quick question for you. If you were to go back to when you're in either high school or college, what is the best piece of advice that you would tell your younger self? You're having a conversation with your younger self. What would you say?
Start saving money.
Yeah?
Yeah, manage your money better. That's the one thing I wish they taught in high school.
They never taught that.
No.
So, yeah. So where have you learned, like, financial literacy?
I mean, just put money away every time you get paid. And then whatever money left, just try to enjoy it.
I guess for you, what's been the importance of, like, compounding, that interest, saving your money over time? How has that benefited you?
I was saving all the time. I mean, just got my first investment property, so...
You got your first investment property?
Yeah, so that saving the money helped get that
Wow.
to that point. So now I'm able to make more money with that investment property.
Yeah. And what industry did you pursue a career in?
So I originally started in marketing, and then I actually converted it into coding. So I'm in the tech industry now.
You're in the tech industry.
Yeah.
And you're a programmer?
Yeah.
Software engineer?
Yeah.
What do you think is the best computer programming language that people should be looking to learn in 2022?
I mean, it depends. You can go two different routes. You could go back end, front end. One thing I always say is it's best to go into like the programs instead of like going to college.
Right.
Because the programs you get more hands-on experience as opposed to like college. It's all theoretical stuff, so no need for that.
But if there's like a particular language that you use or that you think like people should look to learn if they're trying to,
I mean, I know right now there's talks about like Python and all that back end data. So like, it all depends. I mean, right now for me, I do front end, so.
Right.
Learning stuff like React is always good, and things are always changing as coding goes. So it's like you can't always stick with what you learned before. You always have to kind of go with what's trending.
Yeah. And I just want to ask, you said that you had bought your first rental property recently.
Yeah.
What was that process like for you? Like, how were you? I'll let him pass. How were you able to buy your first, piece of real estate, and like, how did that process work? Like, to get to that point, and what was it like actually being able to buy that property?
I mean, like it just took time to save. Once I figured out the exact amount of money I needed to save, then just I have a friend that's a realtor, just contacted him and we started looking around. And once we found a house, we just tried to put a down payment and got the acceptance and just went through the process of getting the house.
So using your connections, what has been the importance of, how important have relationships been to you throughout your career, throughout your lifetime?
Oh, it's very important. I mean, there's growing up, you have friends that, you party and this and that, but if they're not growing in their career, sometimes you have to drift away from them. So people that you meet will help motivate you to do more. So I have my set of friends where we're all like, have a group chat. We talk about how much we make or what we're doing, what we're trying to do. It just motivates you to do more. And doing that, if you need help, they're always there to help you out and give you advice.
Yeah, I love that. And just 2 or 3 last questions for you. This next one, feel free to answer it. You don't have to, but like, what is the most amount of money that you've made in a single year?
Definitely over 200,000.
Over 200,000?
Yeah.
How old are you right now?
I'm 30.
You're 30?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome, man. And I guess I'll ask you, from what you've seen throughout your career, whether it's a, skill set or attribute for people to possess when they're in the real world, how can someone become wealthy in 2022? Or how can someone become wealthy in today's world?
I mean, you have to have passion for what you do.
Yeah.
If you're just doing it for the money, you're not going to want to do it every day. So that's one of my main advice for anybody. And just try to get into investing in something, whether it's like a house or whatever is out there that's possible.
Absolutely. And just one last question for you, but what do you think is the best industry for people to get wealthy in 2022? If there's an industry that people should look at to get into, what would that be?
I mean, being in the tech industry, I have to say tech. There's so much opportunity there. We just had a conference this week, network with like big companies like Facebook, LinkedIn. So it's definitely a lot of opportunity doing that. And you work remote, so you could do a lot more with that as well.
And what do you think is going to be the biggest upcoming trend in technology over the next 5 to 10 years that people don't know about?
That one, I don't know. I mean, anything you could think of that is not on the web yet that has potential, eventually is going to be on the web.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. And I'm going to end with this one. Your answers have been amazing, but this is a fun one. If you had to start from zero and you had 1 year to make $1 million and your life depended on it, what would you do? With everything and everyone you know now, starting from zero, you got to make $1 million in a year. What would you do?
I would start contacting all my friends that are doing good in life and trying to figure out how to start investing in property.
Yeah.
Property is the big thing because it's easy cash flow coming in. You don't have to do much. And once you have one house, you can start making money and use that towards another house.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, bro. You killed that shit, man. I love the cross necklace, by the way.
Appreciate
I love
it,
it, man.
Dude, you killed it. Thank you so much.